you by Dragonfire Boxing Promotions.
You are on WTV at Thunderdome 30 at Perth Metro City. Brett Benetti at ringside with Paul the Main Man Morrison in a row there. Nice work by TLC Richard Lockett.
With Vinnie Folan, who's fighting Anthony Hawkins tonight on Thunderdome.
With Michael the Bullet Kaplan, who is on a 5-fight win streak, going for number 6 in a row.
Of the evening, 3 by 6 minute rounds in the 61.2 kilogram lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He's trained by Rosa from the Scapan squad in Indonesia with an official weight of 61.8 kilograms. He has a record of 54 fights with 2 draws and 24 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Blade, Arif Blader. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He is trained by Adam Wills from Hammers Gym with an official weight of 61 kilograms. He has a record of 11 fights for 11 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Hammer, Clint Hosking.
We trust you are enjoying our coverage here on WTV. This is the co-main event of Thunderdome 30. Yes, the 30th edition of Thunderdome. It is Clint the Hammer Hosking taking on the Blade, Arif Blader. Clint Hosking, the Hammer, is in the blue trunks. Blader in the black and white. And a long time coming, the long return for the Hammer, Clint Hosking.
He comes out firing with a big overhand right. He's not going to land that without setting up his punches against Blader, because Blader is experienced. He's been to Thunderdome 3 times. And he's yet to taste defeat here. Some say he had a fight against Jacob McBride that many thought that he did win, but he didn't get the decision, so he's going to be hungry to get his first win here in Thunderdome.
Blader is a veteran, has had a lot of fights, and he started off his career with a lot of wins, but he's just been on a skid of late, and he'd be desperate to get the victory tonight, and especially he sees an opportunity against a guy that he feels that he might have a bit of ring rust after being out of the ring for so long, and he's looking to take that O off the Hammer.
Yeah, well, Clint's got his work cut out for him. He hasn't got an easy fight to come back, because as you said, he's got a lot of experience, but Clint looks pretty relaxed in there. He's always, as I said, he's always had the good skill. It's just whether his hands can hold up. So, you know, hopefully he can obviously look. He's trying to set up his jab, which is really good, and that's what's going to set up the rest of his punches. They both look calm. They both look relaxed, and they've both got plenty of time. It's obviously 6 rounds, so it's a good start to the fight.
And again, what must give Hosking a lot of confidence as well is support as well, and having a trainer like Adam Wills. Again, I know Adam Wills for a long time now, and he used to be a boxer himself, but he has got a very good and smart boxing brain, so very smart and knows a lot about the sport, so he would have known a lot about Arif Blader and come in with a good game plan for tonight.
Yeah, he's got a good corner, as you said, with Wills in the corner. He's got the big rig, Dale Phillips. Look, Adam Wills, gutsy, one of Australia's gutsiest boxers. We could rattle off a list of names of who he trained with and trained under, but Angela Hyder, he finished off his career with a H. He's been around, so he's definitely got good brains in his corner, does Clint.
About 30 seconds ago, as I was saying that, Arif Blader did land a good punch on the Hammer, but he seemed to have recovered quite nicely, and he's going to look to use his jab and his speed advantage that he should have over Blader as well.
Yeah, look, hopping in against a guy that's had nearly 60 fights. He's a cagey veteran. He knows what he's doing. He's got some skill of his own. He's thrown some good, clean punches. Clint's got his work cut out from early on, but he looks calm, and he looks like he's handling himself pretty well. But
there's a nice punch there by Blader. Hosking retreats and tries to compose himself, but it's a good start by Blader.
Yeah. He's thrown some really good punches. Clint's keeping his hands up nice and high. I think he definitely was hurt by that shot. That right hand came over the top of his jab, so
Two good punches really thrown well by Blader in this opening stanza, but it's going to be interesting to see what the judges think, because I think that Clint has probably landed more shots, but again, the 2 of the best punches of the round actually came from Blader.
Yeah, look, that was a really good first round. I'm really impressed with that. That's good technical boxing. Both boys are using their distance, started off with their jabs, trying to set up their punches. Both had their hands up nice and high. Both started with good movement. That was a really good first round. For someone who hasn't fought for a long time, as we said with Clint, he looks very calm in the corner. He's getting some advice, but he looks pretty calm. He's obviously got his gym, you know, how to hammer's training, and he's got a good support base here. And they're all sitting on the edge of their seat, I think, thinking, geez, that was a close round. He's up against a good opponent, as we mentioned before. If he can just sit behind his punches.
Yeah, and of course this co-main event of Thunderdome 30 in the lightweight division, scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds. And that was round number 1 done. It's Clint the Hammer Hosking taking on the Blade, Arif Blader. Brett Bonetti here ringside, having a great night ringside with Paul the main man Morrison.
You can see the experience in both of these fighters, but they come out to start the rounds. They start off with those jabs. They sit on the punches. They work with movement. They don't just try to lead with big shots like left hooks. And you can see, as I say, that Hammer starts with a bit of an overhand right, but you can see that they really want to set up their punches, which is what's making this a really quality fight.
I think Clint is covering up well when Blader attacks, and he's scoring well, like on those occasions as well, to the body and to the head. Nice body shot there by the Hammer.
He set it up nice with a nice jab and left rip. One of the best punches in the book, that left rip. That you feel that for the next 3 weeks. Clint's really using his jab really well. He's finishing his punches with it. He's starting his punches with it, so it's keeping him safe. And then he's throwing his combinations and he's getting away. He's not wanting to stay and engage with Blader. I think that might be because he might have been hurt a bit early on in that first round.
That's a nice counter there by Hosking. He might have caught Blader coming in there, but he seemed to take it well. A lot of Clint's fights in the past have in his undefeated record have gone to decision, so he's tough and durable. Does have 3 KOs on his resume.
Yeah, I think the thing with Clint is just his hands have let him down. He's broken his hands. That's a good combination. And see, he finishes off with that jab, and that's what gets him away. It gets his that distance, and then he can reset. So he's fighting a really smart fight. You see, he's always starting with the jab, finishing with it.
He's starting to take over as well. Again, we thought he was more busy in round 1, but again, a couple of really good shots by Blader in the first, but seems to be more busy, especially second half of round number 2.
Look, when you haven't fought since 2015, he's only going to get better. You know what happens tonight. Look, he's right in the middle of the fight now, but he's only going to get better the longer this fight goes and whatever happens after that.
Makes you surprised the real boss, Rhiannon Hosking, actually let him fight again.
Yeah, they change when you become a mum and you're a dad.
Yeah.
Clint's got a good family, so...
Saw it the way in. Hello, Rhiannon. Very patient young lady.
He had some great kids running around at the weigh-in. They were having a great time.
They were. I saw a little mini-me Rhiannon as well.
Yeah, well, it's good that Clint's got his family support for his comeback, and it's good that the members of his gyms come down to support him too.
Good finish to round number 2 by both fighters. Both had their moments, but it was the middle part of that round that I thought Hosking was more busy.
Yeah, look, I think that was a really clear round for Clint in the scorecards. That first round was still a very close round.
Very close, yeah.
Not sure which way they're going to go with that one. I think that's a definite Clint round. I think he's starting to...
That's what judges look for. Sometimes they look for their power shots, but sometimes they look for scoring shots. Who scores more? So if you look at who scores more, Hosking. If you look for the best colour punches in the of the first round, you got to go with Blader.
Yeah, I think the cleaner shots have probably gone with Clint as well.
Yes.
Definitely, obviously, with the ring ownership and control as well. I think Clint's starting to get in control of that. And it's starting off that jab. He's setting up his punches really well, and then he's getting away, which is what I think is controlling the fight for him, which is what really got him in front of that round. So we'll see if he can keep it up in the third.
Great to see the Hammer back at Thunderdome as well. It's only his second appearance at Thunderdome during his career, so he did say he loved fighting here in his only experience, but I'm sure he's thrilled to be back. Premier boxing promotion around Australia is Dragonfire Boxing.
Yeah, Tony Tolge and Angelo H-Ida.
Broadcasting in live, thanks to WTV from Perth Metro City for Thunderdome 30.
Yeah, and as a fighter, Brett, I'm going to give a big shout out to the West TV because, mate, to get them behind these events, it shows people what we do, and it shows that boxers aren't just thugs, mate. It shows that we're a sport.
100%. Great to have the team WTV on board as go back to this great, intriguing co-main event here. Clint the Hammer Hosking taking on the Blader, Reef Blader. I said both fighters having their moments through the first 2 rounds, but again, this is the area of what we saw in round number 2 as well, that Clint the Hammer Hosking just getting more busy and landing those shots to the body and then following up top to the head.
Yeah, the thing about Blade, oh, there you go. He's tried to lean in with that right hand. Clint tried to catch him on the way in. Clint's starting to see some punches. He's getting his eye in. He's had some good sparring, I'd say, before this fight because he looks sharp for someone who hasn't fought for 4 years. And that left hook and left rib.
Presley took a 6-round fight as well. He's used to going a long way the distance, but about to being out of the ring, you wouldn't have complained if he would have accepted a 4-round fight, but just to get back into it. But nah, I'm going to go 6, he said. And
he's fighting a tough opponent because Blader, he can take some shots.
Durable guy.
Yep, he can give out some shots, and at the moment, he's copping some shots. That left side for Clint's really starting to work. That the jab followed up by that left body shot and a hook.
Again with the jab. Crowd getting involved in this one. Again, Hammer Hosking got a lot of fans in Perth Metro City tonight. They hear him cheer after that nice body shot as Blader comes back and Hosking comes back on the counter. Good exchange by both fighters then. Another nice body shot, ripping body shot by the Hammer, and he's trying to ramp up the speed, and Blader shakes it off. Whether he's shaking off to say good shot or didn't hurt me, who knows? Only he does.
Yeah, I think he's trying to say it didn't hurt, but as I said, he's finding a home for that left rip, but he's setting it up with that jab first, and then you can see he's trying to now swap sides. But after he's throwing that body shot, like you said, Brett, he's following up after that. He's throwing a left uppercut or he's throwing a left hook. He's not just leaving it on that one punch.
Now, a lot of the fight, especially the fights before, could learn a lot by Hammer because they were doing this sort of stuff, but they weren't following up like Hammer is in this fight.
He's got good movement. It's only subtle. He doesn't look like he moves too far, but he's just got subtle movements, Clint. And that's what's keeping him safe at the moment. His jabs and his movement.
Brad really getting into this one. Nice way to finish again. As Blader gives a tap on the shoulder to Hosking and say, hey, here's a good fight, good work.